Ever notice how after a woman leaves a good man, every man she meets gets compared to him? It's not a conscious thing. She's not sitting around thinking about you deliberately. She's trying to move forward. She's trying to date other people. She's trying to build a new life. But it happens automatically anyway. She meets someone new, and within minutes, her brain is doing the comparison. How does he stack up? What's missing? What was better before? Is he more reliable? Is he more thoughtful? Does he make me feel as safe? And the answer, 9 times out of 10, is that he doesn't stack up. Something's missing. You were better. But here's what's important to understand. The fact that she's comparing him to you means something powerful about your position in her mind. It means you set the standard. You became the benchmark. You are the measuring stick against which all other men are evaluated. That's not about winning her back. That's about understanding that you've become her standard of what good actually looks like. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through why she can't stop comparing other men to you, what that comparison actually reveals about your impact, why becoming the standard is actually more powerful than being chosen, and what that means about your value. Not theory, not manipulation, just the pattern that emerges when a woman realizes the difference between a good man and everyone else. Let's get into this. The first comparison, the effort test. The first time she dates someone new, it's automatic. She notices how much effort he makes, or doesn't make. She compares it to how you showed up. You were consistent. You checked in, you followed through, you made plans and you kept them. You prioritized her without making it seem like a performance. You didn't need acknowledgement for showing up. The new guy? He texts inconsistently. He forgets plans. He makes promises he doesn't keep. He's there when it's convenient for him. He's there when he wants something. He's available for sex, but not for conversation. She notices this immediately, and in her mind, instantly, he's not like him. This isn't a conscious evaluation. It's automatic pattern recognition. Her brain has been trained by your consistency to expect consistency. And when it doesn't arrive, the deficit is glaring. She expected to text you and get a response within hours. Now she's waiting days. She expected you to ask about her day. Now the conversation is one-sided. She expected you to follow through. Now she's being let down repeatedly. Before we go deeper into what else she's comparing, let me ask you something. Do you think she's comparing new men to you? Comment probably if you sense it's happening. Comment no for sure if you've heard about it. Comment never thought about it if you haven't considered it. I read every comment, and this helps me understand how aware women are of their own comparisons. And if you're finding value in understanding that you've set the standard, I'd appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe. It helps more men understand their own worth. Now here's what the deeper comparisons reveal. The second comparison, the stability test. She's not just comparing effort, she's comparing stability. Does he have his life together? Does he have direction? Does he have self-respect? Does he know who he is? Does he have a plan? Because you had all of that. You didn't need her to validate you. You didn't need constant reassurance. You were solid. You were grounded. The new guy, he's either needy and insecure, constantly looking for validation, or he's detached and emotionally unavailable, showing up sporadically. He's either too invested in her or not invested at all. There's no middle ground. There's no healthy baseline. There's no the solid confidence you had. She realizes you were stable without being distant. You were independent without being cold. The third comparison, the depth test. But it goes deeper than surface things. She's comparing emotional depth. Does he understand her? Does he ask real questions? Does he listen to understand or listen to respond? Does he remember things she said? Does he notice when she's upset before she tells him? You had depth. You were present. You understood her without her having to explain. You could read what was underneath what she was saying. Most men can't do that. They're too focused on themselves, too busy thinking about the next thing, too shallow to engage on a real level. She has conversations with this new man in their surface. He doesn't ask follow-up questions. He doesn't remember what she told him. He doesn't notice when something's wrong. And when she realizes this man doesn't have your depth, she feels it. The conversations are surface, the connection is surface, everything is surface. The fourth comparison, the character test. Then she starts comparing character. Does he show integrity? Does he do the right thing even when it costs him? Does he stand by what he believes? Is he honest even when honesty is hard? You had character, real character. You didn't just say the right things, you did them. You were consistent between what you said and what you did. Most men fail this test. They say they're committed, but they're not. They say they value her, but they're watching other women. They say they're honest, but they're lying about small things constantly. They say they love her, but their actions say otherwise. And she realizes he doesn't have it. Whatever it was that made you solid, made you trustworthy, made you worth believing in, this man doesn't have it. The fifth comparison, the validation test. She compares how he makes her feel about herself. You made her feel valued, appreciated, like she mattered, like her opinions mattered, like her presence was enough. This new guy, he makes her feel like she has to earn his attention, like she's competing for his validation, like she's trying to prove herself. You didn't make her prove anything. You just chose her. You just valued her. That was enough. What this comparison actually means. I want to be clear about something important. The fact that she's comparing every man to you doesn't mean she loves you. It means you've become her standard. And that's actually more powerful than love, because love fades, standards persist. She could move on from loving you, but she can't move on from having experienced what real consistency looks like, what real depth feels like, what real character actually looks like, what real value feels like. Every man who comes after you is measured against you, and most men fall short. Why you became the standard. Here's why this happens. You weren't perfect. You didn't have to be. You just had to be genuinely good, genuinely consistent, genuinely solid. And in a market full of men who are playing games, who are unavailable, who are shallow, who are dishonest, a genuinely good man becomes the standard against which all others are measured. She doesn't need you to be perfect. She just needs to remember that you are real, and most other men aren't. The real power. The power here is immense. You're not competing with the men she dates after you. You're the benchmark they're measured against. Every disappointment with another man is a reminder of how good you were. Every letdown is a comparison point. Every relationship that doesn't work reinforces the standard you set. The closing truth. When a woman can't stop comparing other men to you, it's not because she's stuck in the past. It's because you've set the bar. You've become the standard. You're the measuring stick against which real quality is evaluated. And every man who comes after you is going to feel the weight of that comparison, not because of anything you're doing, but because you actually showed up as a good man. And good men are rare. Most men will fail that comparison, not because you're perfect, but because they're not actually present, not actually solid, not actually worth it. That comparison, that's your legacy, that's your impact. That's what happens when you're genuinely good in a world full of men who are just performing. Is she comparing men to you? Comment if you've sensed it. And if this helped you understand that you set a standard that's hard to match, I'd appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe. It helps more men understand their own impact. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.